So anyway, here's your standard 38-inch crab pot. This one's not quite 110 pounds. It's a little bit lighter. It's an older pot. But the idea is the crabs get in, they go in through, the triggers open up, and once they get in there, they can't get back out, in theory. Now, if the pot goes upside down for some reason, the triggers will open and the crab will get out. You have an escape ring in each and every pot has a minimum of 2 escape rings. So the smaller crab, when they go in, they can get back out. They're not trapped in there. Over time, if this pot was to get lost, this is a rock cotton right here. And what'll happen is this is just regular cotton line. It will rot out. And when it goes bad, this opens up, that spreads out, and every legal size crab will be able to get out of that hole. So there is really, there is a concern about ghost fishing in the crab fishery, but for the most part, with the escape mechanisms that we have, if you lose a pot within a couple of months, it will not be fishing any longer. We've had them come up. You get wraparounds where one will get broke off or cut off from somebody, and they'll come up and the rock cotton's gone. That's opened up, and there won't be a crab one in the pot. We have a clam jar in each one of them. Get a chunk of razor clam in it. Every one of them gets a plastic bait can or a stainless bait can, just like that. And then this gets filled with sardines or tuna or mackerel, any kind of fresh bait, and those hang in there. So probably our biggest expense in the fishery, besides the horrendous fuel bills, is our bait bill. We probably pay it equals one whole crew share for the season. So it's an expensive fishery to be involved in for sure. So
the crab, they smell that bait, and that makes them come in.
And like when you put the razor clam in there, it'll fish for about 4 days. And just one teeny tiny little piece of razor clam. And for the most part, you can fish just straight razor clams. I mean, the reason why we put this other stuff in is it puts a big plume in the water and it draws the crab to the pot fast. So, and every pot has a name tag in them. Like this one has my phone number and the vessel name on it. So if we were to lose this pot and somebody was to get it back, say their line gets wrapped up with ours or vice versa, they can haul it. We all have identifying colors on our tunnels, like mine are yellow and white. A lot of the guys know each other's gear just looking at it, whose it is. If not, they look at the name tag, my phone number's on it, they call you up and say, hey, we got a pot of yours here, what would you like us to do with it? And it works out pretty well. For the most part, everybody works together, getting gear back. We do have a few guys that are less than honest in the fishery, but I think that goes in any business. So
how many crab can get in here at one time?
Boy, that's a great question. You in a pot this size, a full pot is about 40 crab to the pot. So this year we haven't had the volume that we've had in previous years, even in the beginning. Probably 80% of the volume gets harvested in the first 6 weeks of the season. You can almost literally walk on the buoys in the ocean. I mean, it's just gear upon gear upon gear. In the state of Washington, where we're licensed to fish with this boat, we have a 13-mile stretch. The first, about the first 60 days of the season, we've got 77% of the whole Washington fleet fishing in a 13-mile postage stamp. So what we're dealing with is issues with the tribes. They want a fair number of days to fish, so that's affecting the guys out of Westport, Washington. Their season didn't start for them until I believe the 26th of January this year. We'd already been fishing for almost 2 months by the time those guys got to go fishing. So by that happening, it piles all the gear up, and it just cuts the pie that much shorter, that much smaller. I mean, they're making it harder and harder for us. And now in Oregon, they're trying to push through wave energy, which is going to close up a big chunk of the ocean by putting in these wave energy parks. Not only is it going to affect our crab fishery, but there will be no recreational fishing in those areas. There'll be a no transit area completely. So you've got big money trying to come in, and they're trying to develop these wave energy parks, and basically they're going to shut down these small coastal communities. We're not going to have an opportunity to go make a living as long as they keep closing down the ocean more and more. So, I mean, regulations and whatnot need to be there, but it would sure be nice if they would give us an opportunity to work.
Yeah.
So.